Okay, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Glad you're all here. And yeah, let's move. Come into child's pose. Allow your hips to anchor back towards your heels. Slide a little length through your spine and through your arms. And then allow yourself to settle into stillness. Get grounded in the rhythm and length of your breath. And begin the practice of mindfulness by feeling your breath as you breathe. Allow these moments to be sacred. Recognizing that your whole yoga practice and meditation practice leads you inward and into deeper and deeper layers of stillness. Keep your hips back towards your heels and walk your hands over to the left. Create a crescent-like shape with your spine and lengthen through your right fingertips until you feel your right scapula glide up towards your ear, but stay relaxed around the right side of your neck. Soften your outer right hip. And then take a long enough breath that your right side of your rib cage pulls up and away from the right side of your pelvis. Walk your hands through center to the opposite direction. And again, as you drop your outer left hip back and down, keep it back and down as you creep your left fingertips forward. Allow the weight of your body to get heavy into the posture and into the floor. So you're not creating too much muscular engagement, but just a soft oppositional pull. Use your breath to continue that oppositional pull as the left side of your ribs pull away from the left side of your hips. Walk your hands through center. On your next breath, rise up into a tabletop position. Begin moving through your cat-cow. And then refine the movement to being able to feel like you're moving one vertebra at a time. See if you can articulate your low back distinctly from your upper back. And come back to neutral spine. Fingers spread out wide. Extend your legs out into plank pose. Circle your heels around your toes. Stay strong through your quads to support this movement. Reverse directions of the circle. Pause in your plank, strong legs. Draw your front ribs towards your back ribs. Take a big breath. Slowly lower all the way down to your stomach and your chest. Separate your hands out wide. Come onto your fingertips with your elbows pointing towards the ceiling. Squeeze your shoulder blades down your back as you curl your chest up. Keep your ears drawing back in line with your shoulders. Exhale, roll your spine down. Again, inhale, roll yourself up. Exhale, roll down. This time, roll up through center as you breathe in. Internally rotate your right shoulder. So you dip your right shoulder in, look to the left, and roll down on the right side of your chest. Initiate the movement up by pulling your right shoulder blade back and down. Feel that help lift your chest through center. Drop the left shoulder blade in, or the left head of the shoulder in, and look to the right. And pull the head of your shoulder back. Use the strength of the left side of your body to curl up through center. Exhale, roll all the way back down. Bring your forehead down to the mat and your arms by your side. Gently push your forehead into the mat to remind the back neck muscles to stay strong and engaged every time you lift your head. Start with just a gentle push of your forehead into the ground. Notice the strength of the muscles surrounding your cervical spine, and then keep that gentle strength as you lift your hands. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now match the strength of your upper back to the strength around your cervical spine. Okay, keep reaching your arms up. Feel the triceps wrapping towards your spine. And now without reaching from your chin and lengthening your throat, can you lift the back of your head straight up off the mat? Imagine you're lifting from those back neck muscles so that your ears stay in line with your shoulders and everything lifts as one. Lift your toes, point through your toes until you feel your knees straight in that last little half inch, and breathe. Draw your fingertips farther back so the sides of your neck lengthen. As you're extending the spine, you're lengthening the spine. Take one more breath. Release all the way down. Plant your palms by your side. Push yourself up to your knees and come into plank pose again. Feet hip distance apart, hands shoulder distance apart. Squeeze your forearms gently together so that the weight's in the base knuckle of your pointer finger. Strengthen up your quads and your core. And then maintain this distance between your hands and your feet as you lift your hips up. Think of pulling your quads up to the creases in your hips and your belly button to your spine to create this strong peak. Downward facing dog. Try not to shorten the stance. Stay long. Keep the length and strengthen around it. Take 3 big breaths here. Stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling without shortening your left leg stance. Bend your right knee. Rotate your right hip open on top of your left and squeeze your right heel a little closer to your glute so that your hamstring strengthens. Look under your left armpit. That'll encourage your chest to stay parallel to your left thigh. As your chest stays parallel to the left thigh, As you look under your left armpit, can you see your right toes? The more you open your hip, the closer you'll be to seeing your toes or maybe the whole sole of your foot. Take a big breath. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Round your spine. Let your head drop heavy so the back of your neck is long. Squeeze your forearms together and pull your thighs so close up that maybe you feel it touch your stomach. Your spine should be super rounded, therefore the core engaged. Roll your left heel to the right. Pause there. Hug your inner thighs together to keep the right knee floating away from the mat. Peel your left fingertips off of the ground. Stack your shoulders. Push the earth away with your right hand. Extend your right leg and place it flat down. Let your right leg slide away from you as you rotate your hips and your heart towards the ceiling. Take 2 big breaths. Can you lengthen the back of your neck and let your head drop, using the weight of your head to open your chest a little bit more? Place your left hand down on the ground. Pull your belly in to draw your right hip under your left, right knee to your chest. 3-legged dog. Kick your leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Place your right foot between your hands. Drop your left knee down to the ground. With an inhale, reach your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Anjaneyasana. Lift your hips slightly and wrap your inner thighs so much together that the left side of your pelvis swivels forward in line with your right. As you do that, you should activate the middle of your left glute. Take 2 big breaths here. Keep the inner thighs hugging together. Use the strength of your left glute to push your left hip flexor open. Now straighten out your right leg slowly. Sweep your arms behind you at the same time. You're coming into half split with no hands. As you flex your right toes toward your face, squeeze your right thigh bone into the hip socket. So you're strengthening into that action of hip flexion. Arms reach behind you. Your upper back is strong as your chest lowers to your thigh. Bend your right knee. Anjaneyasana, reach your arms all the way up. Breathe in. Exhale, straighten out your right leg. Reach your fingertips back. Reach your shoulders back. Flex your right toes. Engage your right quad and then lengthen your spine. Anjaneyasana, bend into your right knee. Both arms reach up, big breath. Plug your upper arm bones down into the socket so there's length at the sides of your neck. Last time, half split. Use a steady gaze to help find balance in the whole body. Pull your navel to spine. Place your left fingertips on the ground below your left shoulder and twist your right arm up towards the ceiling. Flex the right pinky toe specifically towards your face. Pull your outer right hip towards the back of your mat from the strength of your quad drawing in towards the socket. And then shoulder blades pull away from your ears as you reach your collarbones forward. Take 1 more breath. Place your right hand down, bend into your right knee. Left hand comes underneath your left shoulder. Twist, right arm up towards the ceiling. Tuck your left toes. Lift your left knee up off of the mat. Now push down through your left hand. Keep pushing down through the left hand until you feel the strength go up to your shoulder. Roll onto the pinky edge side of your left foot as you get lighter on your right. Lift your outer left hip and stack your legs to side plank. Ears pull back in line with your shoulders so the back of your neck is engaged and long. Take 2 breaths. Place your right hand down on the ground. Downward facing dog. Keep a lot of distance between your hands and your feet. So resist the urge to shorten your stance. Stay in the length. Strengthen around the length of the posture. And then hold your down dog still. Still body, steadiness in your gaze. Slow down your breath. Reach your left leg up towards the ceiling. Bend your left knee, not just by using gravity, but by squeezing the hamstring to draw heel to glute. And then use your outer left hip to rotate your left knee up towards the ceiling. Think of squeezing your outer right hip too, like the right glutes, to help rotate your right hip under your left. Now what often will happen is the strength of the hips will start to rotate the chest. So can you keep the hips open? Strengthen your left arm. Look under your right armpit and feel the left shoulder blade inflection has to hold stable there. So push through both hands equally. Strengthen your upper back and look for your left toes. Take one more big breath. Lift your right heel as you draw your left knee to your nose in plank pose. Round your spine as much as you can, like your tailbone tucks under, your belly scoops in and up. Transition slow with control. Drop your right heel to the left. Pull your inner thighs together to lift your left knee higher and reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Straighten out your left leg, land on the pinky edge side of your left foot. And then let your left foot slide away from you as you rotate your left hip bone to the ceiling. Reach your right arm over your head. Look down. Insert your left thigh bone into the hip socket as you pull your left hip under your right. Float your left foot off of the ground. Hug your left knee to your chest. Right hand meets the ground, three-legged dog. Push through your right palm as strong as your left. Exhale your knee to your nose. With control, step your left foot between your hands. Drop your right knee down. Sweep your arms up, Anjaneyasana. And then lift your hips slightly. Wrap your inner thighs together. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears so you feel like your upper arm bone is being suctioned into the socket. Strength around the side body. Take 2 more big breaths. Lengthen up through the back of the neck, through the crown of your head. Bring your arms behind you, half split, no hands. Push your left heel down. As you straighten your left knee, you're not doing so just by gravity, but your left quad engages more and more to pull the back of your knee long. Fingertips reach back as the crown of your head reaches forward. Anjaneyasana, bend your left knee, big breath, reach up. Half split, straighten your left leg. Reach your arms back. Find steadiness in the whole posture by finding stillness in your gaze. Bend your left knee. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, sweep your arms back. Half split last time. Can you strengthen the action that's happening here in the joint? Flexion by pulling the left quad, pulling your core so the strength is just drawing these 2 points towards one another. And then breathe into the length of your back body, specifically your left hamstring, and all the way through your spine, through the back of your neck. Place your right fingertips down. Make a little suction cup with your right palm. Twist your left arm up towards the ceiling by drawing left shoulder blade to spine. One more big breath. Bend into your left knee. Ground your right hand forward underneath your right shoulder. Twist once again. Left arm up. Tuck your right toes. Lift your right knee up. Low lunge twist. Find stability in the whole posture from the right palm pushing down, right fingertips gripping. Roll onto the pinky edge side of your right foot. Stack your feet, side plank, holds. Stack the pelvis. Stack your shoulders, draw your ears right in line with your shoulders. Both hands to the ground, high plank. High plank to check the distance between your hands and your feet. Maintain it. Downward facing dog. Reach your sit bones up as you drag your heels down. Often I find that when we're in a long enough stance, like we truly maintain the distance between hands and feet in plank to down dog, most of the time the heels won't fully ground. Hold for 2 more breaths. Lift your heels high. Walk your feet up towards your hands at the top of your mat. Separate your feet hip distance. Place your right fingertips down. Bend your right knee deeply. Inhale, your left arm reaches all the way up, creating space at the left side waist. Exhale, release your left hand down. Bend your left knee. Reach your right arm all the way up. Exhale, your right hand comes down. Interlace your fingers at your low back. Stretch your knuckles to the ceiling. Tip your hips slightly forward and dive forward over strong legs. Reach your knuckles so far up that they pull the weight of your shoulders off of your ears and neck. Let your head hang heavier. Slow down your breath. Soften your face. Reach your hands to the ground. Keep a micro bend behind your knees. And then stack your spine from the strength of your feet pushing down to your core, drawing in. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling, mountain pose. Grab onto your left wrist. Lean up and over to the right. Soften your knees. Shift weight to the right foot. And bring your left leg all the way behind you. Reach the pinky edge side of your left foot to the outside of your mats. Lean your hips to the left. Lengthen your spine and arms up and over to the right. Come back through center. Switch your hands. Lean up and over to the left. Soften your knees. All the weight's in your left foot pushing down as your right leg goes behind you. Keep your left knee bending forward to 12 o'clock as your hips reach over to the right. Come up through center. Mountain pose, breathe in. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. And then with the body more awake and alive and the breath more awake and alive, we can start to really feel the depth of the work of drawing inward, the work of creating stillness. Notice you can do this simply by accessing a deeper connection with your breath. Slow down your breath and feel yourself inhale. Slow down the exhale even more and feel the exhale. Open your eyes. Spread your right toes out wide and shift weight into your right foot. Pull your left knee up towards your chest. And then draw everything back. By that I mean take your left knee and thigh bone back into the hip socket so you feel strength around this hip flexion. Also so much so that your tailbone curls towards the back of your mat and you have the natural curve of your lumbar spine. You can hold your knee if you need to, or if you want to feel more strength in your core, bring your arms up into cactus arms. The right leg is your foundation, so push your right foot down, strengthen your right quad. Lift your gaze tall, proud. Airplane pose, move slowly. Push your left foot back. Reach your fingertips back. Keep strengthening up the kneecap, up the quad, so that you have the stability in the hip joint as you hinge over it. Now draw your arms and your toes to the back of your mat. Reach the crown of your head to the front of your mat. Breathe. Bend your right knee. Reach your left toes as far back as you can. Land in crescent warrior. Lift your left heel high. Keep your right knee bent low. Wrap your inner thighs together and reach your arms all the way up. Crescent warrior. Take 2 big breaths here to continue to find a sense of midline through the lower body and then length in the upper body. Neutral spine by drawing your front ribs in towards your back ribs, almost like you're doing a mini upper body crunch here. Integrate upper arm bones into the socket and then slowly twist to the right, feeling your upper back, upper spine rinse out. Hug the inner thighs together. Take a big breath, lift your gaze and your chin and draw your ears back over your shoulders. Take 1 more big breath. Keep the twist in your upper body. Slowly lower your left knee down to the ground and then reverse your low lunge. Wrap your left inner thigh internally. Hug your right knee into the midline and pull your left upper arm bone back behind your left ear. Windmill your left hand down to the ground. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Roll onto the pinky edge side of your right foot without dropping all of the weight into your left hip. So keep your pelvis level. As you rotate to the pinky edge side of your right foot, squeeze your outer right glute, curl your left heel towards your glutes. Reach back if you can, grab your left foot. Galaxy pose, both shoulder blades pull to spine. 2 more big breaths. Unravel. Both hands come down. Lift your left knee up off of the mat. Turn your upper body to the left. Wide legs, forward fold. So your toes are slightly in, your heels slightly out. Push down through your feet. Strengthen up your legs. And then drop your upper body forward and down. See if you can reach your hands between your legs. First, strengthen up your legs all the way up to the creases in your hips. Then use that strength to draw the crown of your head towards the floor. Once you have length in your spine, then start to pull your upper body through your legs. Walk your hands forward, lift halfway up as you breathe in. Turn your upper body to the back of your mat. Step your right foot forward to meet your left. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold as you breathe out. Rise up tall, mountain pose. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart center. Close your eyes. Feel the aliveness of your body, your heartbeat, your breath, everything awake and quickened. Maybe you even notice that the mind is buzzing, the sensation of your body is buzzing. Now simply focus on your breath and slow down the rate of your breath. Do it a few more times to practice consistency. Can you lengthen your breath enough that you feel the breath pulling length into the heartbeat, calming your nerves? Shift weight into your left foot as you open your eyes. Pull your left thigh or your right thigh bone up into your hip socket. So start there. You're just floating your right foot up off of the mat. And continue to create this strong hugging in of thigh bone into hip socket as you lift the pit of your belly. Those two actions creating this flexion in the hip joint. Keep reaching your tailbone back. Hug your inner thighs together. Cactus arms with your upper body if you're not holding your knee. Strengthen your upper back. Your eyes are the eyes of the spine, so if you lift your eyes, your whole spine will lengthen. Now with your inner thighs hugging together, your navel and spine hugging together, a strong sense of midline, send your arms and your leg back, airplane pose. Lengthen the whole back body. 2 more breaths. Bend your left knee. Get as long as you can in your crescent. Touch your right toes down. Lift your right heel up. Bend your left knee deeper. Maybe even lengthen the distance between your feet. Sweep your arms up towards the ceiling. Crescent warrior. Wrap your inner thighs together. Pull your navel in and up as you lift your collarbones higher to the ceiling. Keep the back of your neck long and engaged. Now crunch your front ribs in towards your back ribs, neutral spine. Open arm twist to the left. Squeeze the middle of your right glute and use your left shoulder blade hugging to your spine to create a rotation through the whole upper body. Maintain the strength of the left shoulder blade. Slowly lower your right knee down to the ground. And then tip your right arm up, left fingertips down. Windmill your right hand to the ground, left hand to the ceiling. Keep weight on the left foot as you roll to the pinky edge side of your left foot. Squeeze your inner thighs together for a level supported pelvis. Bend your right knee and catch your foot. If you can't quite catch it, hold. If you have it and you feel yourself unable to maintain the strength of your right leg and your arm, create the space. Don't grab your foot. Hold in the transition. Pull your ears back to open your chest a little more. Release your right foot. Hug your left knee in. Place your left hand to the inside of your left leg and lift your right knee up. Upper body rotates to the right. Wide legs, line up your feet. Strengthen your legs and deepen into your forward fold. Now hold your fold here, either the same thing of using your hands to pull your chest down to the ground and then through your quads, or place your hands right under your shoulders, fingers spread wide, and bring the crown of your head down to the mat. You should have enough space between your hands and your head that you can see your fingertips in the periphery. Hug your elbows in and draw upper arm bones into the shoulder sockets. Tripod headstand, float your legs up off of the ground. Take 3 more breaths. If you're inverted, slowly make your way down. Inhale, lift halfway up. Walk your hands to the top of your mat. Step your left foot forward to meet your right. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, exhale. Rise up tall, mountain pose. Exhale your hands together at your heart. Close your eyes. Through your breath, through 5 breaths, start to touch upon stillness. One more, slower breath in. Longer breath out. Open your eyes, bend your knees, chair pose. Hips reach low, arms pull up. Bring your left leg over your right. Wrap your left arm under your right, Garudasana. Keep your elbows reaching away from your knees so your spine is tall. Slide your ears back so the back of your neck is strong. Even sit the weight of your hips back into your right heel and push your right foot into the mat. Hug your left knee up towards your elbows as you straighten out your right leg. Dancer pose, unravel your arms, catch your left foot behind you. Keep your right quad strong, your right foot pushing down as you tip your upper body forward. And then release. Both arms up, big breath. Hands to your heart, close your eyes. 5 breaths. With the challenge of the posture is really working our heart rate up and our nerves up. It should show you the effort that it takes to slow everything down. The longer you ground into stillness physically, the more subtle the effort will become. To feel and practice that more subtle effort is a very refined skill. So capture it here. Capture the work here when it's a bigger sensation. The effort is more tangible. Take one last long drawn breath. Open your eyes, chair pose. Think of reaching your hips down, counter to your arms, pulling all the way up so your spine gets long as you flex your hips. Shift weight to your left foot, wrap your right leg over your left. Keep your right foot engaged, so flex and your inner thighs hugging towards one another. So it's not just the weight of your right leg dropping into your left. Bring your right arm under your left. Make space between your shoulders and your ears. Draw your thigh bones deep into the hip socket so much that it pulls your hips back and anchors your left heel a little bit more. Lift your right knee up towards your elbows. Dancer pose. 3 breaths. Keep wrapping your inner thighs together as your legs draw away from one another. Release. Both arms up, breathe in. Hands to heart, and breathe out. 5 breaths. Take it one breath at a time. Last breath, can you lengthen out the very beginning and end of the inhale? And then the transition from inhale to exhale, slow that space down. Slow down the end of your breath out. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga Dandasana as you breathe out. Upward facing dog, drag your shoulders down into the weight of your palms, pushing into the earth to lift your collarbones. Hold, pull your ears back over your shoulders and breathe. Strengthen your quads as you lift them up off of the mat. 2 more breaths. Sit back into child's pose. Roll yourself up to a seat. Bring your legs around in front of you. Soles of your feet together. Knees wide. Create a lot of space between your feet and your body. And then manipulate the muscles of your legs so you can really get firmly rooted in your sit bones, but also help to tip the hips forward into an anterior tilt. So wrap your inner thighs down and your outer thighs up away from the mat. Lift your chest tall. Thread your forearms underneath your shins. Grab onto your feet and fold. Curl your tailbone towards the back of your mat and lengthen your spine a little bit more. Slow down the breath. Allow your breath to land you in the present moment. Release your left arm only. Place your left hand on top of your left thigh and think of spiraling the thigh externally as you peel your upper body over your right hip. Pull your ears back in line with your shoulders and then breathe. Direct the breath into the left side of your low back. Lengthen out your breath so much that maybe you feel the lowest left rib pulling up away from the left side of your hips. It's a refined, more subtle technique to direct the breath to a specific area and feel those softer sensations. Roll yourself through center. Thread your left forearm underneath your left shin. Anchor it down. Release your right arm and place it on top of your right thigh. And again, it's not a straight pushing down, but think of spiraling the thigh externally. As you do, draw your right scapula down your back. And then lean your upper body back over your left knee or your left hip. Breathe. There might be some effort in creating length in your breath as the whole left side body is scrunched. So work to pull in a full inhale and feel that the breath will find the space in the right side body that's available. Roll through center, thread your right arm underneath your right shin and take a forward fold, head drops. Unravel your arms. Lengthen your chest forward. From the strength of your upper back, lift yourself all the way up tall. Hug your knees together and bring your left leg underneath your right so that your knee drops onto the ground. Place your right foot to the outside of your left thigh. If this isn't available to you, keep the right leg as it is and your left leg just straightens forward towards the top of your mat. Wrap your left arm around your right knee. Now notice if the right side body starts to feel scrunched. Think of both dropping your outer right hip down and lengthening your right side waist up. Rotate right shoulder blade to spine to place your right fingertips behind you. Lift your chin, lift your gaze, keep the back of your neck strong. And then once you've created the shape physically, let go of the physical effort to manipulate the posture or to create any sort of movement in it. Feel that the muscles are just holding the bones in place, and to create a movement in the posture, deepen your breath. Two more breaths. The technique is in mindfulness. Lengthen your breath. Lengthen your exhale too. Untwist the upper body. Hinge back, unravel your legs, and switch sides. Right leg wraps under, left leg over. And then again, anchor into both sit bones. Your right arm wraps around your left knee. Lift your chest tall, and then twist. Try not to reach too much with your eyes and your chin. Think of keeping your chin centered with your sternum. And then at some point, your body will reach its limit for this moment. The flexibility, the strength. You'll quite quickly find what you're physically capable of. Of course, if you keep working on it, it will shift over time. But to create a holistic practice, we find the physicality in the posture. Challenge ourselves slightly within it, but then also balance the effort to one of being present to the breath. This sort of effort can't be seen from the external. But this is the process of yoga, process inward. Take 2 more big breaths. Untwist your upper body. Unravel your legs. Come into just a comfortable cross-legged position, or whatever a comfortable seat is for you. Interlace your fingers in front of you. Push the heel of your hand out. Wrap the heads of your shoulders down and round your spine. Stretch your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Arch your back. Interlace your fingers behind you. Reach your knuckles down and the crown of your head up. Interlace your fingers behind your head, elbows wide. Push the back of your head into your hands, open your chest. Wrap your elbows around your ears, around your spine. Roll yourself up, big breath, open your chest, collarbones. Exhale, curl down. One more time, roll up. Full breath. Exhale, roll down. Roll yourself up, left fingertips meet the floor. Right elbow reaches up towards the ceiling as your right hip anchors down. Inhale up to center, left hand behind your head, right hand reaches towards the ground. Left elbow pulls up and over. Come up through center, steady, comfortable seat on a prop on your shins or cross-legged. So the asana has brought the work to the surface, right? Quicken the heart rate. And made the whole body tingle with strength and opening. And from there, we could see in those moments of pause that it takes complete presence to slow down, right? So much so that there was like a tangible breath, grabbing the inhale, pulling it in. But now that we've been seated for a little bit longer and the heart rate's probably slower than it was and the body's a little bit more relaxed, we're more grounded, the effort will be much more subtle. So a different kind of challenge in your practice and in the technique of going inward. So keep that in mind as you sit tall. Reach your arms out. Plug your shoulder blades down your back so that your chest and your head stay lifted and supported in the lift. Close your eyes. Just 2 minutes here in perfect stillness. Can you become so present to your breath that you start to notice all of the details of it. From the air hitting your nostrils, to the temperature of the breath, to how it fills the trunk of your body and moves the bones, to the moment of transition between your inhale and your exhale. The effects of the exhale, the feeling of a warm breath leaving your nostrils. And that moment of transition, maybe even noticing an instinctual pause. Continue to refine and craft your breath, one breath at a time. Take one more perfectly present breath in, with a moment of complete stillness at the peak of that inhale. Slowly breathe all the air out, completely patient until you feel a moment of complete pause at the end of your exhale. Stay connected inward as you bring your hands together at your heart. Honor your journey. Acknowledge the effects. Namaste.